The only nominee this year to receive Oscar nominations for both writing and acting in their respective career of this year's 20. Today we look at a performer whose career spans indie darlings to studio hits, drama to horror, and everything in between. And to date this year with Blue Moon earned his 5th career nomination. We are in season 3 of Oscar Rewind, and today I am looking at Columbia Pictures' Before Sunrise. Co-written by Krizan and the film's director, Richard Linklater. The film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January of '95, right before its theatrical release shortly thereafter. What's up, everybody? Cinephile Mike here, and it is a new episode of Oscar Rewind, where I look back at the films of this past year's nominees and winners. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any of these throwbacks. We've got some really good ones coming. We are in Chapter 2, Breakout Performances. This chapter focuses on early standout roles from some of this year's other nominees, performances that helped define careers even if they weren't their first. And in some cases, like today with Ethan Hawke, not necessarily the traditional breakout, but the one that truly shaped him into who he would become. While many point to Dead Poets Society and Reality Bites, Before Sunrise is the film that elevated him into an indie sensation. So if you've never seen this one, here's your quick spoiler-free setup. Jesse, played by Ethan Hawke, after a breakup with his girlfriend, who he followed to Europe, is now riding the train from Budapest to Vienna, where he will be catching a flight back home. While on the train, reading his book, he makes eye contact with Celine, played by Julie Delpy, a student on her way back to France after visiting her family in Budapest. Starting with a simple conversation about a couple arguing on the train, the discussion carries them to the dining car and continues all the way to Vienna. And what begins as small talk slowly reveals a deeper connection, and the two begin to feel a spark. As they arrive in Vienna, Jesse suggests that Celine get off the train with him and walk around Vienna for the night. That's what he's doing since he had no money for a hotel, and then she can get back on the train the next morning. But it's too soon for them to part. She agrees, and off they go. They spend the night wandering through Vienna, through shops and parks and quiet streets, all leading to one looming question. What happens in the morning? I have to end it there. This is such a beautiful film about so much, and in a simple manner. There's a simplicity to the premise. Two people discovering something about themselves and possibly finding the one they are meant to be with. Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy have incredible chemistry from the very first moment. You are rooting for them instantly. And Linklater and Krizan's script strikes a perfect balance where everything feels natural, never overly cinematic, always real. To that point, Vienna is striking in all its wonder. Linklater's frequent collaborator and director of photography, Lee Daniel, knows how to make you want to pack a bag and jet off. I won't lie, I once did a cross-country train trip and several train trips through Europe because of how stunning it looked through Lee Daniels' lens here. I said to myself, I'm doing that one day, and I did. Although I haven't really been to Vienna yet, but I've been to other countries. And some that let me not get ahead of myself. Vienna is alive in every landmark that frames our young couple as they go on their journey of discovery. As the late afternoon turns to night and the lights of Vienna come to life, you can't help but feel transfixed and completely locked in with the story. Additionally, when we consider the small, simple moments that mean so much, there's a touching scene with a palm reader that reminds us of our place in the world. And as we go along with them, Fred Frith composes a simple score that is as uplifting as the story we watch. We don't get a lot of simple films like this. And again, what makes this work is our two leads. Delpy with her soft tone is captivating, and it's easy to see how, Hawke's Jesse becomes transfixed with her, like Titania falling for Bottom. In fact, there's almost a Midsummer Night's Dream and madness here, because how often would you follow someone off a train? Over 30 years ago, maybe. Today, maybe not so much. And Hawke is a powerful counterpoint to the calmness of Celine. His brash American charm is infectious with a wide, toothy grin, and he presents the easygoing rascal he made popular in the 90s. They are a pair I so enjoy spending time with. All right, moving on, or else I could talk about them all day. As we do now, let's talk about box office and awards. The film currently sits with $5,535,405 domestically and $1,032,407 internationally for a worldwide take of $6,581,206. Critically, the film is strong, and for the first time this season, it has a 100% on the tomato meter from 51 reviews and a 93% popcorn meter from over 50,000 audience reviews. Award season-wise, while the film was relatively quiet at the time, it has only grown in stature, most recently being selected for preservation in the National Film Registry. Additionally, the big highlight was a win for Linklater for Best Director and a nomination for Best Picture Golden Bear Award. Both of these were at the Berlin International Film Festival. Save a few other small nods, while Before Sunrise was fairly quiet. Fun fact, if you don't know, it spawned a future Oscar-nominated franchise. Before Sunrise is a beautiful love story. The Before trilogy is one of my top 3 franchises of all time. For me, all 3 films are 5 stars, and it starts right here. There's a purity and an honesty that few films can match. If you would like to catch this one, my honest opinion, invest in the Criterion Collection box set for the features and the stunning upgrades. But if you can't, the first 2 films of the franchise are currently streaming with ads on Tubi and Plex. And that's it for episode 10 of season 3 of Oscar Rewind. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments. Have you ever had a love connection while traveling? Please follow me on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd, and check out my website for more cinematic content. I'll see you for the next Rewind, but until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.